National Broadcasting Company.
Okay.
This is NBC Television.
Like the opening, you're gonna like the new opening. What? What? I don't see nothing. Okay. I gotta work this now so I don't get worried about it. Yeah, I'll have to look later. I just want to get this done before I do anything else. NBC. Oh, hey, what's this? Okay, I'll do this right now. I'll do this first. Do the logo first. You do the logo at the fancy shit next. Okay. Okay, there's a rule. I need a ruler first. Okay, here's the ruler. I need a ruler. I'm gonna change it. Oh, those cameras had to be fun to film with. 3 different lenses. Their head's probably in the machine. I bet that was fun to play with when I was younger. When I was new.
Television.
I mean,
NBC Television. This is NBC Television. NBC Television.
okay, that's not bad looking. That's actually in color.
These were the goals. Following program is brought to you in compatible color, pioneered and developed by RCA.
Which sold to General Electric.
Following
Wait,
program is
that's
brought to you
right.
in living color on NBC.
The program is being brought to you in the liveliest color of red, green, blue. It's all put together by RCA.
The following program is being brought to you in living color on NBC. The following program is brought to you in living color on NBC.
Ladies and gentlemen, the program is being brought to you in living color on NBC. Everyone in Dooney Valley shouting hooray! Cause we're in living color! We're in living color! We're in living color today!
Cobb Macy swinging, let's all make a day. The name's Joe Williams, and I'm here to state that the following show starring Mr. B comes to you in living color on NBC.
The following program is being brought to you in living color on NBC by the W.A. Schaefer Pen Company.
Wow, her name years. The Fox Box rocks!
Program is brought to you in living color.
The Fox Box!
NBC.
I put the Fox Box theme song on. I can't waste it. The Fox Box
Following
rocks!
program is brought to you in living color on
Box Box.
NBC.
Box Box. Box Box. Box Box.
The following
Box
program
Box.
is brought to you in living color.
Fox Fox!
That's a good song. I wish some of the stuff was on cartoons was still on today. Like Out of the Muscle. That was a good show. Actually, I can't. Actually, all I found so far was Flying Futons and Stargate Infinity, but I cannot find All the Muscle.
Capture the city, destroy enemies riding along skyscrapers and monorail tracks to regain control of the mega.
Big man boys, my space. Get a body slam, the human race. Wrestlers speed and stature. Heroes join the operation from different planets, different nations. There's an intergalactic Fox.
What's inside the Fox box? Fox box! One Piece was never on the Fox box! It wasn't? No. Fox box! What's inside the Fox box? Oh, you see him coughing up. Fox box! What was inside the Fox box? Okay, let's see what was in the Fox box. Fox box, 3 hours of nothing. Now, it first started off with Stargate Infinity, then Finding Futons, and the rest of what you know. The thing is, though, it sucks, though, because it's gone now. I mean, there's a couple shows I wish were still in the air today. I mean, even to this day, I mean, Fox box was alright, but it was actually Disney's fault, because they took it over. Now, Sonic X is still, only show, it's still in the air today, to this day, is actually just Sonic. I mean, you don't see Fox Kids anymore, you don't see Wings Club was on there. I mean, you don't see anything good anymore on TV anymore like you used to. I mean, Fox Kids, Craft Twins, mostly you don't see that show anymore because it was actually Sinbon. It was actually Sinbon actually on the Fox Network at the time, the kids division. But at the time, it was pretty good until Winston took over. Now, it was September 2002 is where everything went downhill for most cartoons. I mean, maybe from the late '90s, early 2000s, it was real hard on kids because in 2002, you got Nick on CBS, which that was pretty hard to get back then. I mean, the only popular show we had on at the time was, I mean, from 2002 it was Nick Jr. or Nick on CBS. I mean, that lasted all the way up until, I don't know, 2006, 2007, and then it went to something else. Now, from 2002 to 2006, 2007, it was Nick on CBS, which was a good show. Then Cooliopolis took it over or something. Then Cookie Jar TV took it over. Then after that, it went downhill. Now, me personally, I thought it was pretty cool to have Nick on CBS. Okay. Now, I woke up, usually went to the Fox Network to watch Woody Woodpecker, Magic School Bus in the morning. That was it. Then I went to somewhere else. And then around 9 o'clock, then I went to ABC 57 to watch House of Mouse. And a few other shows like that and Recess. But 2002 came around, it's really screwed up. At 9 o'clock, Cubix was on. I wasn't a big fan of Cubix on the Fox box. I watched mostly Emperor's New School. If I had a VCR back then, which I did, I didn't have no tapes, but I had some tapes I already recorded. Finding Food, I record some of that stuff, but yeah. But I think over the years, some cartoons with Nick on CBS was good. I mean, you got Hey Arnold, you had Rugrats, you had Puzzwick, which Puzzwick was alright. I wasn't a real fan of Puzzwick, but if you're like me, you know back in the old days how it used to be. Now, if you're from my time, from like 2000, if you're from my time, like 2000, you know what I'm talking about. Because it used to be Nick on CBS, which it was pretty good though. But I mean, you see here. Oh, here we go. Yeah, we had Hey Arnold, Ginger, Dora, Puzzwick, Wild Thornberries, Blue's Clues. That's pretty much all we had. A few other shows we had. Sorry about the quality, guys.
So you heard? The first kids network is coming to CBS and we're bringing Hey Arnold.
That's true.
As told by Ginger, Puzzwick, Dora, and Blue's Clues.
Yep, I was right.
Oh, yeah.
Eventually, Rugrats went there too, I think.
Starts September 14th. See you there.
September 14th. So it all happened September 14th, 2000. So September 14th, 2002, Nick on CBS came on. So Chuck Zone was also on there? Okay, I didn't know that.
Join large-scale battles with military vehicles. The online action game War
Thing is though, guys, like me,
major
if you
updates,
ever,
direct
me,
hits, joining the battle on machines like the Soviet.
Eventually they got dropped to Nick Jr. on CBS. Eventually. mean, still, you didn't get many cartoons back in my day. I mean, you couldn't get the cash cows. Like, me, you couldn't get the cash cow. Like, you couldn't get SpongeBob. You couldn't get Fairy Odd Parents and Nickelodeon. No, you didn't get those stations on CBS. You got the lowest shows on the. I mean, Chuck Zone was the least popular show besides some other shows we had. So yeah.
Coming up next. Nick on CBS just got all grown up. I've been looking forward to
Yep.
it my whole life. And growing up changes everything.
Yep. All grown up. Retro Grats.
Solid. Chucky, sounds good to me. Dill and Lil. Awesome. Jimmy, what do you think? Dill, tell me more. Susie, they're gonna love me. I know it. And Angelica, T'Challa and me. I know. Who isn't? All grown up now on Nick on CBS. Today.
I never watched it.
Thanks to the Join Their newest family, the Garcias. What up, buddy? There's Carlos.
Do you have any idea how much pressure it is to look like this every day?
George.
I never watched it, so no. Thing is, guys, a lot of things have changed over the years, but not much has changed. Like quality and stuff hasn't changed much now. I think in terms everything now looks like shit. I'm just gonna say it now. But
So another awesome subscriber reached out to me and said that they had some fire and pole stations in a building, and I do not have any sort.
so I'm gonna do something else right now. I'm gonna put something else on real quick. Then I'm gonna do some more. I'm actually working on logo stuff, guys. Just trying to trying to figure out what I should put on right now. Listen to. Now, my goal is to get 500 subscribers by a certain date to get, which I know it's gonna be impossible to do, but you know what? Who knows?
Shit. Didn't think they'd ever let him out. He kept his head down. Helps people forget. People will remember soon enough. When they see him walking down the streets of their neighborhoods, it will be bad for business. Well, what are we gonna do, Sonny? We treat him like an old friend and keep him busy out of town. Okay? We've been talking about expanding down south, right? Vice City is 24 karat gold these days. The Colombians, the Mexicans.
Enlisted is the free, brand new online World War
So I
II
work at
shooter.
Mission Co.
And a lot of soldiers
Yeah.
who participate in legendary battles of the Second World War. Join the invasion.
My name's Han Ho.
Okay, one of those.
Oh, for God's sake, it's you. Oh, jeez. I just shit my pants. I really did. Hey, those pants cost me a lot of goddamn money. Relax.
Well,
It was easy. I just shit my goddamn guts out.
So let's get murdered. My name's Han Ho, mate. Yeah, I'm Han Randy. Don't you want that?
Get lost, honey.
Get lost, honey. Wait.
There's some shithead trying to kill me. Where's my fucking sluts?
Oh, never mind. I will. I'll be seeing you around.
That's why go walk away, you cunt, and if you spark out. What did you say, you cocksucker?
Wait.
Thanks for the money. Come on. Yeah.
Chop my dick off. I chop my dick off.
My dick off. Who is this pendejo?
Tommy.
Shut up. No one asked you. Excuse me. I'm a little stupid. You do a good job. You work for me now. Shut up. As I said, amigo,
You work for me. You don't want to think that I don't know how stupid they sound. 3 plus 3, that's 4. Minus 1, that's 10. Quick mess. Nope. Shit.
This asshole thinks he can mess with my ass. If this is the best ass Vice City has to offer,
This is gonna be easy.
Come in, son. Hell, my daddy used to say,
My parents are dead.
get out of here.
this guy's my new friend. I never had a friend.
Not so pleased with your cheese now, huh?
Whoa, watch where you're waving that thing.
No. Listen, Tommy, what do you see? Big dicks. Exactly. You know who owns the biggest dick on the East Coast? Not me. And I want it to stay that way. Every smug from here to my chest has one dream of biggest dick.
What?
Huh? What? I want that ass. Shut up. Huh? Where'd you come from?
Crash Bandicoot?
I'm always trying to screw you. That's the problem with me. What do you think you're doing?
So, gonna add color to this later? It's all. Oops, I gotta work on that later. Everyone's wondering where episode 8 is. You stepped on my nuts and you tore me apart. Slapped on my duty and tangled my farts. Stepped on my dick and grew her twice as long. Do 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 do. Mustang dog. Oh, I'm curious. I'm gonna type that in real quick. I'm curious. I'm curious. What's this? Hell of a Boss. Grand Theft Auto. I'm gonna put that in, see what happens. I wonder, what's no digit? And I might get GTA. 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 Hell of a Boss GTA. Let's see if I'm gonna put those guys in there. Millie! Oh, Millie!
Let's just grab the microphone from Moxie.
Hi.
Plants, what the fuck?
Mustang dog! Oh my god, with a pyramid twice! Hi, you! Oh, that'd be hilarious too if I did that. What? Not OG Loco. Yellow car! Yellow car! Dude, thank you. Yeah.
Honey is a little button that sits on your browser. You can save money at your favorite online stores. Honey is...
No, it can't. It's a piece of shit. That's what it is.
Yellow cars! You like yellow cars? Yeah! Yellow cars! Yellow cars! You like yellow cars? Yeah! Yellow cars! Yellow cars! You're beautiful.
Okay. Milton Animation. Milton Animation.
Here we go again with a new episode
Milton.
of Hot Topic.
Milton
I'm
Animation.
Peter 7MG
Milton
of the GTA
Animation.
Series Videos crew, and this time we're all about the beta and removed content from Grand Theft Auto 4. Right on time for its 10th anniversary.
Milton Animation.
In the previous episodes, we talked about the classic 2D and 3D eras with a special installment focused on all the portable titles and their evolution.
Maybe that's because your whole life you got us into trouble.
Oh, give me a break, man. I've changed.
Now, we're moving forward into what is known as the HD era, starting with Grand Theft Auto 4, a game that sold more than 11 million units in its first month, and more than 25 million worldwide across Xbox 360, PS3, and PC to date. To achieve such success, Rockstar spent more than $100 million in development and marketing, pushing the GTA series over every existing boundary and setting new standards in the video game industry. All of this thanks to the new proprietary game engine, the Euphoria physics engine, a profound story with meaningful character development, and the debut of an online mode.
MEL.
Before starting, we gotta send a big thank you to the king of beta hunting, Wild Brick 142, and to many more including Gypsy the Scumbag, the Tiger Beast, Domo the Russian, Vadim M, Renty, the Penguin of Doom, Apex Predator, GTA Ultimate Fanboy, Vods, Sibelic 01, the Cutting Room Floor, and the users at GTA Forums and GTA Wikis. Thanks to the many modders and fans who in past years have scoured game files for beta content, creating mods and tools that we're now able to discuss and show, like removed features, audio missions, and more. Another big thank you goes to all the contributors over GTA Series Videos Land who've translated subtitles into different languages, allowing viewers in other countries to fully understand and enjoy our videos.
So what I'd like to show you is my new edition.
Officially announced on May 9th, 2006, GTA 4 was released almost 2 years later on April 29th, 2008 for Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, while PC gamers had to wait till the end of the year to get their hands on the game. After the announcement, almost a whole year passed before seeing the very first official trailer of GTA 4, which was focused mainly on the city and every Grand Theft Auto. In an interview with Electronic Gaming,
hi kids, what's up?
Sam Houser explained
hi
that
kids.
the logical step after GTA San Andreas.
I have no friends. I have no friends. I have no family.
Map. When the first drawings came in, the map was a full replica of the entire state of New York, countryside included. Not just the city, but the Catskills, Hamptons, Adirondacks, and more. But Houser had a different project in mind.
We really know that we're going to be able to go to the next level in terms of realistic simulations and realistic immersion combined with incredible narrative, incredible storytelling, and those two components combined are what are going to create the experiences of the future.
The idea was to increase the player's experience, but with something new, not just in terms of scale. So the first significant beta content of GTA 4 is the very first map concept, which unfortunately was never shown to the public. But thanks to in-game leftovers and interviews, we do know that some of the absent areas were named Actor and Anger Bay, Frogtown, Jefferson Heights, Norfolk, Richmond, and Washington Heights.
Okay.
Together with the areas known, there were two more called Hedgebury and Goatherd, both names that are still in the game, on a road sign on the Broker Dukes Expressway.
Okay.
The Carraways is also a known location removed from the final build of the game, but mentioned more than once.
And when Pop is back in Colombia managing the family's produce importing company, she's out at the Carraways. Fantabulous.
This would have been the Rockstar Games replica of the Hamptons. Thanks to a small texture applied over the telephone directory prop in the game, we can see a pre-release version of the map.
It's like Vice City.
Francis International Airport was bigger and with additional runways. Middle Park was a bit different, and there was also a peninsula in the north area of Alderney, with no streets, just nature and dirt roads.
So you might remember how much fun using cheat codes in games was back in the day. You could max out your character's stats, enable God mode, and even unlock levels. But then something happened. Game developers decided to stop putting cheats in their games. Nowadays, you have to search sketchy websites and even...
Places like the university and the Playboy X apartments were added later. And while talking about the map in the city, we can see that there was once a bridge in Dukes that, hypothetically, connects the Algonquin-Dukes Expressway to the East Borough Bridge. Another big difference was this entrance to Middle Park, removed in the final version. Almost all clothing shops have been renamed.
M.A.
Binko became the Russian shop, Zip became Modo, and Didier Sachs was cut from the game. Various Cluck and Bell fast foods were also removed, with the one in Algonquin available in the game, but closed and under renovation due to health code violations. These changes are not limited only to Cluckingville. In fact, many fast food restaurants were removed or renamed. For example, Rockstar Cafe was renamed Superstar Cafe.
Welcome to Rockstar Cafe. Hey, thanks for coming to Rockstar Cafe.
Well-Stacked Pizza was renamed Pizza This. The original company name could still be seen on the uniforms of the employees and is also referenced in some unused audio files.
Pizza Stack, where everything has extra cheese. Can I help you? Hey, thanks for coming to Pizza Stack.
Still, thanks to some cut audio files, we also know that Nico was able to go inside more restaurants and order food. One was Fanny Crabs, still present in the game but inaccessible.
Hi, ready to bite some Fanny Crabs?
Hey, come on back to Fanny Crabs, you hear?
Another was called Ping.
Welcome to Ping, dog.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bing! You're done!
I
Thanks for pinging me, LOL.
And there were also ice cream vendors around the city.
Get your ice cream. Like to lick? Ice cream. Whatever the weather, it's ice cream time. Make her melt with ice cream.
Mr. Fuck's Rice Box, the restaurant featured during the mission Dining Out, was supposed to be 24 hours and always available for players.
Where is Kid? If you play stupid, you're not going to live very long.
Several changes were also made to places and neighborhoods of the city. For example, the original name of Beechwood City was Grayford's, and Outlook Park was Overlook Park. The shop Easy Lay Carpet was named Super Rug Man, and Higgins Heli Tours was called Magnum Heli Tours. And speaking of tours, there was originally supposed to also be a boat tour of the city, but the only thing left of this is the icon for the radar. And about that radar, according to various images, it's changed a lot, from being square with a high transparency gradient to the final round shape we all know. The health bar was first orange in color. Then, in another version, both bars were green, and finally in another screenshot, there are no bars at all. Even the iconic symbol of the city changed name and look. The original name of the Statue of Happiness was the Statue of Freedom.
It's over to the Statue of Freedom. That's some intense shit.
While its face now resembles Hillary Clinton, originally it was to be similar to the real Lady Liberty. The reason the statue now has Mrs. Clinton's face
Because she pissed us
and a cup
off.
of coffee in its hand instead of the flame of liberty is because of her stance against Rockstar over the infamous and controversial hot coffee mod for GTA San Andreas.
You ladies are much hotter than that, bitch. Let's cruise back, Nikki.
Before changing the subject, it's also important to note that left in the final build of the game, but disabled as a default, are two maps used as test grounds by the developers. The first hidden test map is Annenfjord, which has a shitload of stairs and platforms to jump on and climb over, as well as lights that can be viewed at night. The second map, named CJ Test, is used as a set for the in-game TV shows, The Men's Room, Ventura's Poker Challenge, and various shop interiors together with a lot of props and different materials. A few pedestrians will also be spawned together with a postman, a unique ped that spawns here and here only because for some reason he wasn't included in the routine of the other peds in the final game. On this map, we can also see lots of telephone poles with rungs on both sides. According to Game Informer, we were able to climb these poles to either reach roofs or to simply see our surroundings better. This is clearly a test map and a place used to see how things work and react with the NPCs, Nico, and the rest of the environment. More can be said about the city, but only as far as street names or simple textures that don't actually change player experience, features, or the general vibe of the game. So let's move on to a more interesting topic, characters. Now let's begin with the protagonist of the game.
This is Nico, some drug-dealing fucking degenerate from some armpit in Eastern Europe.
We can see various stages of the development process of Nico Bellic through official artwork, trailers, and screenshots. He was a little younger with slightly longer hair at the beginning to later become older and with another haircut before his look was finalized. Now while we're on the subject, there are a couple of images left in the game's data that lead us to believe that originally we were meant to be able to change Nico's haircut in the barbershops we can still see scattered around Liberty City. Colors and the general look of various clothes changed, and some clothing items were even considered beta for a long time, only to be released later as content exclusive for the PC version of the game. What was never released, if not as a PC mod, were the infamous fingerless gloves featured in official pre-release screenshots, artwork, and the PC trailer of the game. But the real beta factor of our Serbian
Melted
protagonist
Productions.
is not his look or what he's wearing, but something else.
Life is complicated. I'm going to kick your ass. That works for me.
Despite being voiced by American actor Michael Holland, Nico was clearly based on the character of Sasha, played by Vladimir Mashkov in the 2001 film Behind Enemy Lines. Rockstar Games has never talked about this. A rumor created by EGM journalist Crispin Boyer stated instead that Rockstar created Nico by taking inspiration from a favorite driver in the company's car service. However, the origins of this character were kinda confirmed by Mashkov himself in a 2010 television interview. Apparently, Rockstar was thrilled to work with him on the creation of a character based on Sasha. They started working together creating
PR. 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 Okay. PR. PR, OD, 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 OD. I heard that. UT. Oh shit, can't do that. UCT. UCT, yeah. UCT. CT. TI. Owen. Dickhead. Okay. N. There are Milton Productions and shit. Okay, Milton Productions. There we go. Done. Cost too much money to have sex. I want some sex. I want to have sex. I want to have some sexy shit. Yeah, right. If I had sexy shit, that'd be funny. That's never gonna happen. Yeah, well, I'm done with that. I said cover this, which I'll do later. I'll try a couple of camera angles there, but yeah, I'll try it later. Just push this up real quick. What? Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
You shop with your favorite retailers like Amazon, Walmart, and Target. Right before you check out, this tool scans the web for updates.
I like this channel. This channel keeps getting better and better each day. Oh well.